Be on the Saints side since they are a perfect 6-0 in home playoff games with Sean Payton and Drew Brees. You guys both picked the Saints to get to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year, which surprised me. But Shannon, now on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in the Saints?
A 5, because I don't like the way they played. I don't like the way they ended the season. Since that game against the Cowboys, Drew Brees has 5 touchdown passes. That's not nearly good enough.
He also has 4 interceptions.
Exactly. So I saw him miss some throws early. That should have been a touchdown on the very first play of the game or the second play of the game to Ted Ginn Jr. And he underthrew it, which is very unlike Drew, considering he broke his record at completing over 74% of his passes. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not as. You asked me 6 weeks ago. Oh man, I'm at a 9, 10. I'm 10. I made this pick then. This is not the same team. Now, I don't think they played particularly well. I think what happened on Sunday, Skip, I think the Eagles, that was more Eagles than it was Saints. That was more Eagles bad football over the last 3 quarters than it was good football by the Saints. But with that being said, I still believe that Drew Brees, there are some opportunities in the Rams secondary. They blow Marcus Peters. Now, he said he wanted this. He said, tell Sean Payton to keep talking that ish. And we're going to see him again. And when it's, we'll have us a nice, good old bowl of gumbo, and we're going to talk about it. Well, you got it. You're going to get an opportunity to see Michael Thomas. You know what he did last time? Went for 2 bills, put 2 bills on you.
He did.
I believe that Drew will take advantage of the secondary because given that they have a defensive rookie of the year, they have 2 Pro Bowl players, I think 3 Pro Bowl players in their secondary. I still believe that's the weak unit because the defensive line is going to be relentless. Aaron Donald's been the best defensive player all year. I believe he shows up in a big way. But the question is, can they hold up long enough to give Aaron Donald and Sue and Fowler, some of those guys, an opportunity to get to Drew Brees? I don't think it'll be 45-35. I got it a close game, Skip. I got it 31-30. Saints win.
31-30.
This is so weird because I'm actually with you, even though we're both with the Saints. I'm not going to be at all surprised if the Rams win this game.
No, absolutely not.
But I'm not going to pick the Rams because I picked the Saints before the year started. I'm not going to flip. I'm not going to give up now. They're 1 step away. They're at home. These 2 guys, Drew Brees, Sean Payton, together are now 6-0 at home in that dome. It's hard to win there.
It is.
But the Rams do know what it feels like to come close there. And so that was a big deal to me that on November 4th, they fought all the way back from 35-17 at halftime to 35-all. And then Marcus Peters happened, or I should say Michael Thomas happened, 72 yards worth. But help me out. Was there an Aqib Talib on the football field that day? There was not. Is Aqib Talib a better pure cover corner, a press corner, just a pure man corner? Yes, he's way better. He scares me. Every time I pick against him, which I did last Saturday night, he just scares me because every time he's on the field with somebody, good things usually happen. The Patriots, with the Broncos, Rams, right? He's a winning football player. I don't always like him because he's just nasty out there. But that's why he's good. So is he going to take Michael Thomas? I don't believe he'll travel. I don't believe he'll travel, Skip. That's not how Wade normally plays his defense. I mean, for the most part, when he was in Denver, he had 2 very good corners. He had Talib, he had Chris Harris Jr. And they never travel. But you had confidence in those guys. I believe he'll leave them. I believe because Marcus Peters plays better, he's just going to let Peters play his style of football, which is off coverage, and just read and react. But he needs to stop guessing and jumping. Skip, he let guys. He's the opposite of Talib. He's just the complete opposite. So, listen, Michael Thomas is the key to this football game because he's the key to their offense. We're going to talk about this later. Would you take Michael Thomas or Tyreek? We're going to go back and forth about that one. But Michael Thomas is quietly, unbelievably good.
He is.
Because you just can't cover him. And I assume a lot of people try to double him. Some teams probably try to triple him, and he just keeps getting open and catching passes. So, again, Wade Phillips has got to say, well, if we can at least keep him to a low roar, and keep that stadium to a low roar, we got a real shot.
Right.
So I think they got a way better shot with Talib.
Okay.
So I'm still going to go high scoring here. It was 45-35 on November the 4th. And I'm still going to give the Rams their 35 because I think they're fully capable of getting there. But I'm going to go 38-35 Saints. And the only reason I'm picking the Saints is because I picked them before the season started. Period. End of story.
Well, we saw last time, Skip, last week, we saw the Saints and the Eagles and 48-7. And that game was not even close. They didn't even get the 48 points between the two of them, let alone one team score 48. I just think the corrections that a team made. I've always felt, and I've said this on numerous occasions, Skip, I believe the second time around, the team that lost that ball game has an advantage because I get an opportunity. Not only does the coach have your attention, he has your undivided attention. You see, son, that got us beat.
Yep.
You get to make all the corrections. When you score as many points as the Saints did, they're going up and down the field. They're not punting the football. What is Sean Payton going to correct?
Yet, I'll be the first to admit publicly, I am still shook up over what happened to my Cowboys last Saturday night. Because the harder I think about it, the worse it gets. Because I cannot explain it. The last thing I saw, well, you're just a hater, but I'm not a hater. I'm actually an objective fan. I'm an objective fan. And the last thing I ever saw coming was 170 rush yards in the first half. In the first half, 273 for the game against a Cowboy defense that had one glitch at Indy where they gave up 178. But that was
you know you were capable of it.
Okay, I got it. But this was a playoff game, and I just didn't see that coming, and I can't wrap my mind around. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, how did that happen? Did they wear the wrong cleats on a rain-slick field? Maybe. Was it because Jared Goff had thrown a grand total of 5% of his, they had run a grand total of 5% of the time out of the shotgun. They just don't run out of the shotgun. No. And they were running wild out of the shotgun on Saturday night. Was that a genius move by Sean McVay? Maybe. Did my team just not, was it fixated on trying to stop the Jared Goff deep ball, which seems like that's the killer when you play the Rams? Maybe they were that. Or back to CJ. Is he just the difference maker signed on December 16th? Is he just the reason the Rams are Super Bowl bound? Because the stats don't lie. In fact, they scream, look out for CJ. As I keep calling him CJ Dickerson after Eric Dickerson. Because he steps in off his couch. He'd been cut by the Raiders after being cut by Carolina, after being cut by Denver.
Correct.
So he comes in off his couch against, this is at Arizona. I know they're not very good, but he goes 20 times for 167 yards. Todd Gurley has a little knee issue going on. Then against San Francisco at home, he goes 23 times for 132 yards. And then you know what happened against Dallas, 23 carries for 123 more yards.
And 2 more tubs.
Yeah, and he's the hottest back in pro football. And you have another guy who looks like he's about to be 100% healthy named Todd Gurley, who a lot of people think is already the best back in football.
A lot of people.
Okay, so how do you defense that? Well, I'm going to say this again. The only edge I can give New Orleans is if you look at their last 9 games, and this has happened very quietly, and I brought it up all week on the show, they are second in points allowed in the NFL over their last 9 games. That defense is. Chicago was first. But listen, they were just right there. It's just over 16 points a game. So that's really good. So while Drew Brees was starting, you know, I'm surprised you've been all over Brady about he's showing his age. Well, was Drew showing his age over the last 9 games? Because it sure looked like it.
Some of those balls, especially on Sunday, Skip, had a little wobble to them. He was a little short.
All right.
But think about it, Skip. You say they were number 2 in scoring over the last 9 games. Think about it. They gave up 13 to the Cowboys. They gave up 9 to Carolina. Okay. So they were holding people down. They beat the brakes off Cincinnati. So they were still in some of those games they were getting their points, but they were holding teams to well below what they normally get.
And guess who was number 1 in takeaways over the last 9 games of the season? The New Orleans Saints. So if you put that hot defense on that field in that dome with that crowd going,
oh, you turn the ball over. You turn the ball over in that building, you going home.
Okay. So can they force a couple? They're capable, and they're probably going to need to force a couple, right?
But when you talk about, Skip, the Rams, what we said got them in trouble. They went away from Todd Gurley. They go to Chicago, he get 11, 12 carries. Okay. They played the Chiefs even though they won that game, he gets another 11, 12 carries. I think Sean McVay went back and did some self-evaluating, some self-scouting of himself.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got Todd Gurley back here. Look how we were dominating early when Todd was when we were running the ball 25, 35 times a game, and then sprinkling in another 30 pass attempts. They got into trouble when they started getting to 40, 45, almost 50 pass attempts, and Todd Gurley running attempts were decreased. I think you're going to see a heavy load. I wouldn't be surprised if you see another 35. Now, I don't know if they can get, I'm sure he would love to have another 47 carries.
Okay.
But I'd be very, very surprised if they're not way over 30 rush attempts.
Well, at least I don't have to worry about the Saints wearing the right cleats because I'm pretty sure the field will be dry. Is that fair to say? That's the one thing I know for sure.
You believe that, Skip?
Believe what?
That they had on the wrong cleats.
Yes, I do.
I don't.
I do.
It's like when the bartender tell you, when the bouncer tell you, Skip, you go to a club, and you drunk, and he say, get up out of here, just leave. The Rams told them, say, look here, man, y'all need to get on up out of here, and they wouldn't leave, so they had to pick them up. You know how to pick them up? Throw them out. You see the old Western?
That example.
You remember the old Western, Skip?
Sure, I get it.
You remember Bonanza? You watched Bonanza, right?
No, that's way before.
No, you did watch it.
You're older than I am.
What about Gunsmoke?
I can't help it.
The guys come in there, they get all drunk, and the bartender and the bouncer like, get out of here.
It's time to go.
Yep.
I know.
Just like that.
Yeah, old Festus.
Somehow I don't believe either of you guys have been in that situation. Next up.
By the way, real quick, Robert Woods gave me one break because Robert Woods of the Los Angeles Rams said that the crowd in that dome will have no impact. Good luck with that because I think it will. So I'm sticking with my Saints.
You know what? If I'm the Rams, you know what I'd do? If I was Sean McVay, I have all my players that come out that thing, and before the kickoff, we're gonna open up some umbrellas to let you know we here.
No, that's just a straight insult.
Yeah. We gonna do what y'all normally do. We gonna have us a good time.
I think that would be a really bad idea.
No,
I hope they do that.
Well, I'd do it. Yeah, because you just want to win.
I think you're rooting for the Rams, actually. They beat the Cowboys, and you want the team that beat the Cowboys to get to Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I got
I don't really know a whole lot of people on the Saints, but I know CJ, I know TG. Gurley get to go back home. That'd be real nice. Hey, as a matter of fact, Sean McVay's from Atlanta.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
I think he went to St. Paul 6. I'm married.
Sean's
different
experience level. Sean versus Sean. I like how it plays out. If you were a coach, I'm worried about what kind of things you'd have your team do.
Oh, yeah, I'm right, Skip.
I'd be worried about what you'd be saying to the media because you'd be in trouble every day.
No, Skip, I'd be nice. I'd be put on I'd be like Coach Belichick in front of the media.
You?
Yep.
No.
Were you like Coach Belichick when you were a player speaking to the media? No, you were not.
I was held to a different standard. But once we closed the doors, man, you know this. I'm sorry, you know what.
Well, speaking of chatting with the media, how about Mr. Kraft? Well, next up, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are in a very familiar spot this week.